Teague, what was your message to the players post-game? Do you sort of view that as a step in the right direction or sort of more of the same in a sense?
Oh no, there was a lot of positive signs that came out of the game. I think the one that jumped out at the coaching group was probably Richmond's ability to handle the moments. There was a few numbers that didn't look great. Our centre bounce, we got beat convincingly there, and then our ability to move the ball out of our back half. I think we had 10 shots, but on the flip side, we turned a lot over. So it's something we've been working on. We need to continue to grow, and it's round one. You know there's going to be lots of areas to grow, but I thought throughout the whole day there was a lot of positive signs other than the moments. I thought Richmond handled some really important moments better than us.
With so much key personnel out, 7 or 8 probably first choice players, to be in the game for so long, like Peter Dow had a chance to put guys in front. Like, is that a really pleasing aspect of the game against the double reigning champs?
Nah, not really. We put 22 guys out there that we knew could compete. We're really fit. I had a lot of confidence in the guys that ran out today to go out and get the job done, and we believed that we had a team to win the game tonight, and we gave ourselves a chance. We just, like I said earlier, we didn't make the most of some opportunities, and on the flip side, I thought Richmond missed a couple of opportunities early, but then late they took the most of their opportunities compared to us.
I know it's difficult individualising, but you sort of controlled big patches of the third quarter, and Mackay had a lot of chances. What was your sort of message to him post-game? Did you grab him and just have a chat to him, or you just let him work through that himself?
Oh, not so much post-game. I felt like he was going to impact. He just looked like that, so I grabbed him at three-quarter time, and I just wanted him to keep competing and launching at the ball, and I thought they did a good job at locking him down and trying to pin him so he couldn't get a jump and a run at the ball, and he's got to deal with that. That's going to be a challenge for him going forward. But he got looks on goal, he competed. I think it'd be a great learning game for him. I think he'll reflect on that game and he'll learn a lot from it, as will a lot of our players.
This equivalent game last year, like you've played so much better in this year's version of it, and yet you've ended up losing by a point more than you lost that game. Sort of ironic. So what does that say, do you think? Was the difference execution in the end, do you think?
Oh, potentially. Last year's game, the margin was big and a lot of the key performance indicators were close, where this time Richmond have won the key performance indicators in quite a few areas convincingly, yet we still look dangerous. I thought our ball use, our ability to score when we got it inside 50 was very strong, and we've done a lot of work on that. So look, at the moment I'd love us to finish. We're a 120-minute team, and I thought at the end there we probably just gave up a couple of goals where you've got to fight tooth and nail to the end, and I looked down, our fans were still there. Like, they were there for the 120 minutes, and we need to make sure we're playing for the 120 minutes because they were great.
So do you feel like that skill is probably the one area you still need to do the most work on? Like, the structure seems to be right, you've got players emerging, just that sharpness with the ball that perhaps puts them ahead of you?
Skill, I think it's as much decision-making, composure, and making that. So they're combined, but it's making the right decision at the right times. It's not always the guy with the ball. It's often the guy outside the contest that mightn't get drawn over and holds his wit. So it's probably the growth for us, which is a great thing because the decision-making side's a lot easier to work on. So look, we've got growth areas. I thought Richmond were really strong, and they hurt us when they got it down there in their front half. But yeah, look, I sit here with a lot of belief in this playing group, and yep, we've got a lot of things to work on, and we've got to do it. But I know this group will. I know they'll work hard, and I can't wait next week to our fans fill the stadium, and hopefully the crowds go up, and we've got 75,000 Carlton supporters in there.
A lot of discussion about the medical sub, Teague. What was the situation with Jack Sorbani at halftime? Yeah,
Jack's hurt his shoulder, so I heard sublux. I didn't do a doctor's degree, so I think that when it goes out, it comes back in. But yeah, so he'd hurt his shoulder. It was a bit disappointing. I thought he was competing well. I thought he was getting some good looks. So, but to Oscar's credit, who jumped back in, did a warm up. I thought he competed as well. So it was disappointing for Jack, but it was great for Oscar. It's a weird one. It's not the way we really want to debut. We're handing Lockie and Adam Sard their jumpers before the game, and we didn't do it with Oscar because we weren't sure, because we were like, oh, is he playing? Is he not playing? So it is a weird one with the medical sub compared to the old school sub.
How did you see Sard's first game for the club to really be in amongst it in various stages of the game?
Yeah, I thought he won some really important one-on-ones, and not only won some he kept his feet and then could counter-attack off the back of it. And I'd have to look at the numbers closer, but I'd be surprised if he's not involved in starting a few of our scoring chains from the back half or being involved. So you can see his teammates love the way he competes, and you see at times when he's out of position, he finds a way to get the ball to ground and takes body and keeps the opponents in front of him really well. So look, he's been a pleasure to have at our footy club, and I can't wait. I think he's going to excite our fans a lot going forward.
How do you see Richmond on itself? A few different ball changes that sort of seem to pin around a lot. How do you evaluate it?
The game?
Yeah.
It was probably what I expected. I think the game style, both teams probably played pretty similar to what they normally did. I don't think there was too much change. I thought early on Richmond maybe tried to use that extra defender a little bit more and get some deeper entries, but as the game opened up, I felt like it was a normal game. Yeah, it's up and back a little bit more, but I think early in the season you find it can be that way. But Richmond, I think, had 34 half turnovers, so they could still pin the ball in their half, and it's something we need to improve on.
So they had, I mean, I asked them this too, they had 75 inside 50s. Are we going to see more of those sort of numbers for forward entries? Are we going to see more forward entries?
Potentially, you can get speed into the ball, particularly in the middle of the ground, a bit easier. There's a bit more width and with the guarding the mark rule. I think fatigue, longer quarters, less rotations, the defensive systems, ability to shift might be a bit harder. I really hope teams don't just go back and sit back and defend out of their D50, but that's a possibility. Some teams may do that, but to be honest, I actually thought it was Richmond. I think they got 16 forward 50s off centre bounce, and then they had 30 forward half turnovers, which most forward half turnovers end up in inside 50. So that's a big number that they're things that we can control and we need to improve.
Some discussion around.
Heavily for Petrevski-Seton. There were a couple earlier on where there was a little bit of maybe discretion over that. It seemed like maybe that was a 50-metre penalty, but how did you see that one go?
Yeah, I haven't looked back at it. I don't get too caught into looking at the umpiring on game day. The Samo's one, I thought, he started to go back to cover the guy running past. I don't know when the umpire said stand, so it's a challenging one because it's hard to know when they say stand. But once they say stand, you're allowed to run back until they say stand. So I'm guessing the umpire called stand and he moved, but it did look like that's a real risky one. You see someone running past, you want to do the team thing, you want to defend, and he's got goal side of his opponent. It is a challenge at times to break what you've been doing naturally for a long time.
I think the Richmond coach called Sam Walsh incredible. How did you see his game today?
Sorry, I missed it.
The Dimmer called Sam Walsh incredible today. How did you see his game?
I thought he was really strong early over the ball. A couple of high balls bobbling around, and his willingness to put his hands up, grab it, and try and control it. I thought he competed really hard. He's an elite runner, but he just continues to grow his game, and that's what I love. I thought, he would have been one of our better players, but he was also part of a midfield that got beat. So I thought he was very good, but as a team, as a collective, I thought our ball use going forward was good, but then our ability to win those contests around stoppages, I thought they got the better of us.
Just Jacob Weaving did another great job tonight on Tom Lynch. How do you see his game? How do you see his development? Best and fairest, and seems to just go from strength to strength.
We think he's pretty good. Yeah. Last year we thought he was excellent. I thought he was very good today. He loves the challenge of playing on the best, and I thought he matched up really well. And he's another one that I talked about, Adam Sarr, that they compete. And to be honest, I thought our back six. I could be wrong here, but I think they only had two points from centre bounce clearances, and they've had 16 inside 50. So for the back six to hold up under that pressure was really good. I thought we turned the ball over with some handballs out of stoppages early. I think we gave three of their first, maybe not 3 goals, but they got 3 shots off our turnovers where we probably just needed to get the ball going forward. So as a whole, I thought the back six held up pretty well considering the number of entries that they had.
Is that the centre the biggest KPI you need to improve, do you reckon?
Beg your pardon?
Is the centre clearance the biggest KPI you need to improve?
Oh, yeah, I haven't gone thoroughly through them, but on the day, the two that were jumping out was our ability to get the ball get the game played in our half, so our ball movement out of our back half. They probably got that field possession a bit off centre bounce, and then we had to work from the back half the whole day. But they were the two. But on the flip side, I think I think we scored at over 60% per entry, which is something that we've been working on, and our amount of shots we got from the limited inside 50s and our ability to move the ball forward at times was also a real positive. So look, I don't want to get too caught into the numbers. It's we didn't win; they were too good for us, and we got some areas to grow, and we're looking forward to that. We want that challenge. We know every week we're going to have areas where we're going to be challenged, and we've got to grow. And I think our fans would have seen a group that really cracked in and tried hard. But right now, against the best, we've still got to get better.
How did the boys go in the twos today?
Good. No, I didn't see the whole game. I watched the first 2.5 quarters, but I thought their pressure and the way they competed was quite good. Mood lighting. I needed mood lighting. I thought there was some really good signs. As a whole, the way that they moved the ball again and their defensive system was really strong.
So Eddie's obviously going to be a chance if Jack Silvani's potentially out with a shoulder injury.
Who's that one?
Eddie
Eddie played well. I don't know what he finished with. I know early on he'd had quite a few shots, but there's quite a few guys. Zach Williams obviously is available next week, and he was playing well. But I won't go through individual names down there. But there was a lot of good players, and that was what they played, a really good team footy. And when that happens, when you play team footy, it's amazing. More guys seem to play well, and that was the bit I loved. It's not always easy. They're connecting with some VFL guys they haven't spent a lot of time with, but I thought Daniel O'Keefe did a great job in the way they played, the style they played. It really replicated our way, so it was pleasing.
So of that missing group, most of them a decent chance to come back next week, do you think?
Of the missing group is...
Well, I'll go through them if you like.
There's not too many next week. So Mitch, you got Charlie, Marchie. So I don't think that Mitch may be. I don't think they'll be. I don't think those three will be. But of the other guys, Zach's available. Eddie played today. Yeah. We'll have to have a look at it, how he went. I didn't see the whole game and see how he ran out the game, but his touch looked good. He was launching at the ball again, which I love seeing him fly for his mark. So, we'll have a look at that after. I'll get through this game first.
You said in the doco to Eddie you wanted him to play more free. Is he starting the season like that?
I think he is. And today, when he's launched, that's when he's at his best. When he's happy and he's exciting fans, and he is playing free. So, I did see that today. So that brings a lot of joy to not only the coaches and his teammates, but I think to our fans. We want to see Eddie. He's a special talent, and we want to see him bring that. We also want to give him the best chance. We don't want to rush him in. We want to make sure he's ready to go and he can play at the level, because he's a team player and that's what he wants to do, get his job done.
Jack Martin, what happened there?
Jack, there's another one. He trained, got through Monday and had a lighter day Monday, and then I found out he had a sore calf by Tuesday afternoon. So he's only just missed, so he should be fine.
Thanks.
I like that mood lighting. It's nice.